Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs. Hope you're doing well today. I am here for a little flip through of these two little journals that I had been doing on my channel, that they're made out of some very old antique books. I absolutely love how they turned out. For somebody who always kind of overdoes it, I think what I love about these is the simplicity of them. They are just perfectly embellished for a writing journal, and that is why I stopped. I absolutely stopped, which was really hard for me because if you've ever seen my journals, they're stuffed full of things, full of lace, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I decided not to do that with these journals because I think these would make great journals for somebody to take and make their own, and they do not have to be Christmas at all, even though these do have, I did a nod to Christmas just because they're Christmas colors on the outside, but there's really nothing in them that is Christmas, and that's why I stopped, because I wanted it to be something that you could use for Christmas or not. So this is my Christmas in July journals, but they're actually can be used for anything. So I'm going to go ahead and flip through these really quick so you can see what I did. There's not any embellishing in it, so it's not going to take long. But anyway, let me start with this one. And these are both made out of books from the 1800s, but they are very reinforced, and I did stuff to the spine. Let's see, this one is just about a 7 1/4 tall and about 5 inches across. So it is just the perfect size, I think. I mean, you could just drop this in your bag if you wanted to. What I did is, this is papers from Ruby and Pearl, and I do not remember what kit it was. I think it was one of the Christmas ones. I'm not sure. I think it was, though. Anyway, so I put her paper on the front of this old French. They were French books, but you know, it doesn't really matter because I've covered everything that says that. And anyway, so I covered it with this paper, and it is, I'm sure, a digital of old wallpaper, which is gorgeous. It has just the right amount of wear and everything to it. And then this is it on the back. Okay, so it's covered on the back and the front, and I didn't cover completely to the edges, so you can see the brown of the book. I thought it went really, really well with these papers. And then I put gold edging around all the gold, just a little bit, because these books, you know, they're from the 1800s, they're very worn on the edges. I put the little end pieces on here, and that doesn't just cover the top, it covers the inside also, so that it protects them and makes it sturdier, because, you know, the book's that old, it's going to be worn. I put material on the inside and the outside, and this is a upholstery weight fabric that I put here. You can see more of it here, and I did it kind of shabby. And then I put this antique trim on the outside of that after I sewed in the signatures. I believe the spine is 1 1/2 inches, so it's a decent sized spine on here. I took out the old spine and put in a new one. I put this little nameplate on front. I didn't put anything on it because you might want to put a year, a name, journal, anything you want on there. The reason I have this clip on here is because I had a really hard time deciding if I wanted to put anything on the front, and you'll see when I open it up why I did that. The closure is just some eyelets that I put in on both sides, and then this is just some this seam binding that's been coffee dyed or tea dyed or something dyed. I don't remember which one I did. The inside, this is why the clip is there. This is my only nod really to Christmas, is I put these three. This is Sam Poole. I thought this was so pretty. This is one of her, it doesn't say Polaroids, but her snapshots for Christmas, and they're really, I'm going to do something with that in a video, but anyway, they're gorgeous just the way they are. And then there's two other postcards. These are copies of vintage, they're not vintage, they're antique postcards that I have. And the reason I did that is if you want to use this for Christmas, you could just put this on the front and that could be your decoration if you want to, or you can just not do anything. I mean, this of course is movable. You can put it anywhere in the journal. I think this looks gorgeous on there. I was so tempted to make a big decorated cover with this, and I'm going to do a journal with it. I just love the simplicity of it. It's just gorgeous. But anyway, so that is why these are in there. It's the nod to Christmas. On the inside, I just took some more of Ruby and Pearl papers. I don't think, this is one of her script papers. I don't remember which one, but I did it here and here. It's French. I had put this kind of broadcloth over here on the inside, and that's what's reinforcing in here, along with this other. This is very strong on both sides. I was going to cover that with lace or trim, but I actually like, again, the simplicity of it. I think it's really, 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 I don't know, it just kind of goes with this journal. It screamed, don't do anything to me. All of the papers in here just about are either vintage or antique. Most of them are antique. I basically just went for a neutral palette so that whoever gets this can make it their own. It has a lot of little tuck spots and things in it already. Of course, you can add them. You could add them with lace or trim or paper or anything you want. And it has around 155 pages in it, front and back. So it has a lot of room. It has 2 signatures. So let me show you that. Oh, I didn't show you this. In the middle, I have made these little, they're little bookmarks, okay? And it hangs from a little eyelet that I put in the middle of the book, and it has a bulb pen, and you can take this off. It clips off of the bulb pen, but you can also leave it in there and just use it like that, and it'll go anywhere in there. Okay, and then it just hangs off the bottom. Now there's nothing on this little charm medallion thing here, because whoever gets this, I will put your initial in there if you want it, or an initial. You just tell me what. And it'll have your initial and then this little glass insert on it, so that it'll look like that when it's done with the little initial in it. So just whoever purchases this, that's what will happen. And as I said, this does come off. Otherwise, it just kind of lays in the middle, or I mean, you can just put it anywhere in there and shut it, because that's how it's going to look when it's all done. It's just going to hang from the bottom. It looks pretty like that. So it can go anywhere. Or you can take it off and, you know, just lay it in there. All right, so let me show. I'm going to flip through the pages really quick. And let me see. I think I had a little thing here to show you all. There's tons and tons of little pockets and things like that. Like right here's one. And this is old French book page. These book pages are really old. They're antique. So a lot of them, you have to be careful, they're a little brittle. They may crack a little bit, and that's where you just take some tape, and that, it just, to me, that makes it look even better. This is antique music paper. It's a little tuck spot. Antique receipt. This is just regular paper. Another antique French page. This is a just a envelope that was put in there. You can put something in it. Antique ledger, antique book page. This is just a regular music paper with a tuck spot. Antique receipt. Just coffee dyed paper. This is a vintage Sears and Roebuck paper. Antique French paper. Antique ledger. Antique French paper. Vintage paper. Coffee dyed paper. Antique receipt from the the antiques are from the 1920s or 1918 or something like that. Here's another little tuck spot in there. This is just a antique math paper, and it has some writing on it. You know, on these papers, guys, you can either put pictures, you can gesso over it, you can collage on it. This is vintage ledger paper. This is the other part of that envelope, and on that you can attach another paper to that if you want to. French paper, antique French paper. Here's the other paper with a tuck spot. Antique receipt. Here's the other part of that antique. I made like a double pocket here so you can put something probably large in there so it won't fall out. Another antique paper. Another tuck spot there. Of course, this is our bookmark. Here is another spot there. This is antique dictionary, ledger, receipt. There's another page, and this is an envelope that has obviously a pocket on the side. Dictionary paper, antique ledger, antique book page. And now, if it's cracked or something, then I would put like the tape on it. But you know, with papers that old, you're going to have some problems. Okay, here's another little tuck spot there. Here's another music page with a tuck spot. This piece of receipt, antique receipt, has a little tuck spot in the back. There's another tuck spot there. So you can see there's lots of places to put things. This is the middle. Oh, and I left the middle of the signature long because this is tied in a bow. But you can take these and if you want to, they're long enough where you can put something on them. You can customize this yourself. I think it's a great journal for somebody who's just starting out that maybe doesn't want to put their journal together themselves. I mean, you could just take this and go crazy with it. Here's another little tuck spot. Another one right there. Right there. Or if you don't want to collect a lot of old papers and things, you could take this journal and just, because it already has all that. Now this is part of this antique. This is an 1800s ledger, but it has some writing in there already. So here is an antique dictionary. Here's the other part of that envelope I opened up on the side. Of course, you can decorate this, and then, you know, here's another tuck spot. This is part of, see, this 1918 on that receipt. There's the dictionary page and the coffee dyed, and that is it, guys. So that is that journal. And as I said, it was really hard for me not to the decorating part of the journal to me is the reward, because that is the part that I absolutely positively love. So it was really, really hard for me not to do anything. But I'm going to do these, and I'm going to see how well they sell. They're going to be priced very, very reasonable. And if they do, I have a lot of these. They're really antique books that I've taken the pages out and stuff. And I think I'm going to be making, just to get rid of some of my pages and things like that, I'm going to be making quite a few of these. So I just want to see how well they do, if it's worth my time, you know. This is adorable. Is this not adorable? Oh my God. And again, this was Ruby and Pearl. This wallpaper, and she had it like in 2 different sizes, and I used a smaller on the back so you can see the roses are a little bit smaller, and then here's the bigger one. I just thought the big one looked good there with the nameplate. And so anyway, I did basically the same thing. This is upholstery fabric here. This is part of an antique collar that I put on there. I think it's absolutely beautiful on there. It's perfect. I matched the seam binding color perfectly, I thought, with it. Again, I put the gold all the way around, and I put the little corner pieces on. This book is also, you know, from the 1800s, so it is old. But this is so reinforced, guys. 5 by 7 1/4. I mean, the size of these books are just, I love the size. They're not tiny journals, but they're not big journals, and they're just, I don't know. And there's plenty of room in these spines because I did it 1.5 inches that you can expand on these quite a bit. You've got a lot of room. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this one up. Absolutely. Okay, oh, and also on this, the way I do these, I double the seam binding in there, and that's just because I like the way, I like it to look fluffy. You don't have to do that. You could take this off and do one and tie a knot, but I just like how it looks. So that's just, you know, my thing. So here are the pictures that you get with that. So here's the Sampool one. So that could go in front if you wanted it to. You could clip it on there at Christmas or do whatever, or keep it on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so I am doing something next week with all those. So, and then here's the 2 cards that go in there. So that is the only nod to Christmas in there, guys. So take it or leave it. You don't have to use those. So this is the inside that I did in there. Isn't this beautiful? Now this comes from one of her other kits, and I think it might be the monogram kit or embroidery kit. But this, again, this is Ruby and Pearl, the inside and the outside. And this is the back, has the same thing. So it has similar amount of pages, similar kind of, they're not exactly the same because they're antique, you know, from the book. And then this one has kind of a ruby red bookmark in it. And again, I will do the same thing and put your initial in there with the little, or if you don't want an initial, if you want like a lady or something, or a flower or a rose, just let me know and I'll put that in there. But I just thought there'd be a way to personalize it. Again, it does the same thing. Or you can take it off completely, whatever you want to do. Did the same thing on the binding. I put the, has the upholstery and then this on it. And it also has this, so it is extremely strong. The nameplate. I did put a tiny bit of gold on this because this was the antique brass. I wanted it all to kind of coordinate and, you know, not be overdone, but at the same time just kind of coordinate with each other. Same kind of deal, guys. So I'm just going to flip through it, not even talk, and there are all kinds of antique pages in there. So, and it is just I really enjoyed making this, and as I said, the reward for me is always, always, always decorating. I go crazy, but I just thought, you know, I'm going to see, because I know there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they don't have all the antique, and see, again, it's tied in a bow so that if you want to, these will dangle and you can put beads or whatever on, or if you don't want that, just cut them off. Because they're already double tied and has some glue, so they're not going to come undone. And this is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, 2 signatures. So I think it is loaded with tuck spots and stuff that are all in there. So you could definitely, you know, fill this up. And I was going to, but I thought, nope, 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 nope. So there's your envelope. Now you can cover this envelope up and cut it on the side to put things, or you can just use it like it is. You know, you can do either one of those. I wanted to include lots of tuck spots and things like that that didn't require you to do anything. You could put lace or trim on there if you want to. You could make another little tuck spot and just put it right on, you know, lace or trim right on the page, but I wanted to make sure that you had some already built in when you got this, so you could definitely put things in here. So it has similar kind of pages, but they're not, obviously not the same. And I did try and put almost all antique papers in here, except for the coffee dyed and a few of the other, like this page, like that. I just like that because I like the color difference. So I did do that. There's a lot of antique, like this is 1918 receipts and things like that in there. So anyway, yeah, this was fun, and I don't know. I really love these journals. I just love how they look. They're just, and it's, you know, I usually just put so much stuff on things. It's ridiculous, but just somehow the simplicity of these are just, it's just really attractive. So anyway, I'm going to put this in here, and, you know, like I said, that's the only real nod to Christmas that's in here. And of course, these are Christmas colors. So if you do decide that you want to use them for Christmas, they will work. Definitely. In fact, I could put something Christmas in your little thing here if you want. So just let me know. I am going to put these in my Etsy shop, and as long as they sell within the next few days before I go out of town, I will get them in the mail. Otherwise, I will probably, if they don't sell, then I'll just, I'm going to put my Etsy shop in vacation mode while I'm gone, and then I'll put them back in. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you're inspired. You don't have to use vintage books, guys, or antique books. Any book, a book from the dollar store, you could do the exact same thing with this. So I mean, you know, these just happen to be those books, and it's because I bought the books originally for the book pages, but you could honestly do this with a dollar store book, or go get a bookshelf in your house. I bet you have one. They're about the size of Reader Digest, so I think that's why people like Reader's Digest so much, because they, you know, they're just a good size for a journal. All right, we will see you. You guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.